Yeah, that was a good one, Gonzalo. Thank you very much, and hi everyone. Welcome to the traditional Friday live stream. Although it is not as traditional as I would love it to be, I run it not every Friday, especially in the weeks when we have the Q&As. I don't do it. It's just too much live streaming. But hi everyone, and before I begin, can you guys let me know if you can see me and hear me well? Yes, Gonzalo, this is spot on. I didn't buy the pink headphones; they were a gift. Toyota and Ferrari. I'm not saying they're not coming, but there's nothing going on. No discussions. Like it's literally dead. This discussion about adding these two brands. So yeah, I wouldn't be expecting it anytime soon. And finally, it was about yeah, we don't comment on licensing. Yeah, we basically. Don't want to talk too much because any sort of thing when we actually discuss licensing publicly, it can cause problems, and you want to be as limited as possible when you're talking about this topic. I'm actually in a different location than usual. I usually stream from home, but I've recently moved. But my Wi-Fi signal is really poor at home because it's so bad that it's just impossible to stream right now. So where I am right now is in central London. It's a sort of office space which the company has rented for those who do want to come to the office because our main office is still closed and people are working from home. I'm completely alone. I've been here all day today, and I'm completely alone. No one else from the company has come in today, so I'm just on all by myself. And I wanted to say hi to everyone. So, Arian, hi, nice to see you. Nice to see you, AEG, Gonzalo, JDM, Casper, everyone else who's joining the live stream. I'm super glad to see you. And I hope actually that the stream is working fine on all platforms, including YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook, because it would be pretty sad if it wasn't. So, what is the topic of today's live stream? Not much. I'm just gonna give you like a quick rundown and update about recent developments in top drives and what's happening with the events and challenges. And then we're gonna play some of the challenges as well. So there's not gonna be anything super important here, guys. So if you don't want to see it, it's up to you if you want to keep watching. But there's not gonna be anything super exclusive on this live stream. Hi Ben, very nice to see you on the live stream. So as you know, we have currently two challenges running in top drives. So one of them was the renal challenge, which started on Wednesday, and another challenge in the clutch, which started this morning. So thank you very much, everyone, for your feedback about both of these. We are definitely hearing and reading you and reading everything you're saying, both on Discord and Vanilla and KD Play forums. So thank you very much for your feedback, indeed. And we are, definitely we see that there has been, a little bit of a discussion about, especially the Renault challenge, where it appeared to be more difficult than some of you guys might have expected, and obviously you have to collect quite a bit of those Renault cars fully upgraded to be able to participate in the challenge. And we also hear the fact that the sort of cash you would spend upgrading those cars if you don't already have them, compared to the reward that you will be getting, is obviously a bit different, and it might not be worth for everyone. But I just wanted to reiterate on that and say that we're still really very much experimenting with the challenge design, and it is only like fourth, fifth challenge which is running currently after we've introduced the new technology to the game in at the end of March. So there's definitely still a lot of learning to do, but we also wanted to, the feed. I'm not saying that the difficulty in Renault was specifically based on the feedback about difficulty in the previous challenges, like Year of the Ox, which many players have reported to be, fairly easy. I'm not saying that it is exactly, based on that feedback. We wanted to make it more difficult. That's not exactly the case. What is more relevant here is that we just literally want to try something else, something new. Make it more difficult. We want you to get stuck on these challenges sometimes. We want you to be sitting there and pulling your hair out and just trying to beat it. So it's not always going to be easy. It's not always going to be as expected and comfortable, but that's the whole point. We have over 2,000 cars in the game, and one way or another, they need to be used. And these lower RQ cars, rare cars, commons and uncommons, they don't always get an opportunity like higher end cars do in the game. So it is one of those cases where we definitely want to try different designs and see what works and what doesn't. But I just wanted to make it clear that absolutely we are listening to you guys and we're reading everything, and there are discussions about challenges happening on the team every single day, and the team also plays the game, and we many of us share the same sentiment about challenges that you do. So yeah, you can expect many different things, and it is just one of them. So don't think that it is like, well, this is what we're going to be doing now. These challenges will be so ridiculous, they're going to be not worthwhile taking part in. No, absolutely not. But there will be a high level of variability, so to speak, between them. So just going at the comments. They're less accessible, but and difficult. That's, well, it's not exactly the same thing, of course, but it is a sort of the same thing. You want you don't want people to be able to like run through all the challenges in like 10 minutes, like sometimes happens. We want you to be stuck on it sometimes. So yeah, I don't want to like talk about it too much, but I just want to say that it's not going to be so straightforward, or your expectations and reality might not always be the same. But yeah, the challenge that started today, I'm not really seeing anything too overly negative about it. In fact, I haven't even played it today, so this is what I'm going to be doing in the second half of the live stream. I'm just going to play this challenge a little bit, maybe open some ceramic packs as well, because I haven't done it for a while. So Casper, I'll focus on some of the comments and questions in the chat. And by the way, thanks everyone for joining, and everyone who just joined and asking the questions. So Ali is saying, how does the Hutch team pick the next prize car? And is it meant to be a new car, then a rerun, or how does it work? Also, how the requirements are picked. So I don't really have like super detailed knowledge of how the price cars are picked, but we definitely take into account not just the car in question. We usually look at several cars in the future, so we kind of plan our events around that as well, our challenges, so that this car is sort of more usable. For example, the tune-up challenges, they are definitely working together with the Tri Series main event, and 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 yeah, they are dictated by the price card that we choose. But I'm not going to tell you exactly how we're choosing these price cards, but there are many different ways we do that. So that includes just the exclusivity availability of the car, how recently it has been added. If it's been added just very recently, it's probably not going to be a price card for a while. For example, the European Revolution, which released in August last year, which is 9 months now. We're still getting cars from there. Like only 2 or 3 price cars were from that update. So there's one thing that you have to wait after the card is released. You have to wait some time before it becomes a price card. That's one thing. Yeah, I don't want to go into too much detail because I actually don't really know so well. But with reruns, it's not such a fixed schedule. Definitely, we definitely want to experiment here. As you noticed, the previous couple of prize cars, if previously we would have a new car and their rerun, and a new car and their rerun. We've had, I think, 2 reruns in a row and 2 new cars in a row quite recently. So there is no schedule. Things are gonna change, and as you've probably noticed, things have changed quite a lot this year compared to before, and starting from the prize cars to challenges to all these schedules that you guys are so used to, and we do appreciate that you guys are used to it, but want to still have a little bit more variety, while trying to offer you a bit better prices than before. So um, yes, but specifically about your question, reruns and schedules, this is not something that is set in stone at all. Is the Volvo Dakar truck coming? Is it actually a price car? I'm not sure. Is it the is it the 28 RQ or something like that? Is it the one that you're talking about, or am I confusing something? Um, Hi Dimitri, are you excited about upcoming weeks and top drives? I'm excited about everything in, in top drives. Um, Yes, yes, definitely. I'm excited for next few months. I would rather say, weeks is not enough of a period to be able to be excited about, but I think a few months, yes. So, and by the way, speaking of which, you probably are want to ask me, Dmitry, where's the next car update? As usual, I'm not going to be giving any details almost at all. I'm just going to say it's coming, guys. The work is actively going on. We have very good idea of what's going to be included. And yeah, you don't have to wait too long. I just can't. I want to tell you more, but I cannot. So I'm sorry. And by the way, just something came to my mind. The RQ slider. Again, thank you so much for all the feedback. It's been great feedback, and we are absolutely looking forward to improving it. We already have a few ideas in mind. For example, I think one of the ideas was to at least a few of the improvements that I've heard of. One was removing the empty slots at the end. I've also suggested to the team that we do change the slider itself so it's not so easy to miss and misclick it. And then there's also one interesting feature that is being worked on is that you will now be able to press in the empty slot in your hand, and then it will take you in the garage. It will take you to the RQ, which basically how much RQ you have left still in your hand. You'll go to you'll be able to click on the empty slot, and it will take you to that exact RQ that you still have remaining to use. So yeah, so there are still definitely improvements coming for the RQ slider, but we really appreciate the positive feedback about this. And a little backstory: it was actually a it was a very quickly developed feature. It was done, I think, in a day or two, and we just decided, okay, well, we have it. Let's just put it into the game. And then when you do that, you think of it, it's such a fairly, simple addition. But then what happens is that you realize all these small things to it, from, just being able to too easily tap on it by accident, or going to the empty slots, all these things that you don't really think through yeah, in advance. They always somehow like get to the surface of it when you actually publish the feature. So it just tells you that even such a small feature like an RQ slider can have so many implications on the UI. Yeah, so the empty card idea is I've seen a couple of screenshots I think today. As far as I'm aware, even if you have like two empty slots, let's say you've used up 350 out of 400 RQ that you can use, and you have two empty slots, and then if you click one of them, I think both of them will be filled with like equally RQ'd cars or something like that. Anyway, I don't want to like talk about it too much, because what's going to happen in the end is we're just going to add it to the game and you guys will see it. So which will be the best way to obviously test it. But I'm sure that based on what happened with the RQ slider, there is definitely going to be some improvements. But we're on top of these things, and we're very much looking forward to bringing more improvements in the UI for you guys. So Jonathan B45 is saying that he's on about 3.2k trophies, but he's seeing people in the lobby with over 15k and 36k trophies. The 4K trophy cutoff is definitely that. So I'm not sure what your problem is. You might be worth getting in touch with support if that's the case, because that sounds kind of strange, to be honest. So it might be worth dropping a quick line to support to see if they can help you. If you don't know how to access support, you can do it for the game by going into game settings, and you will see this help and support tab, which you can click, and then there will be and then you can contact us this way. No Lada, no Lada. No, well, yeah. I think we have quite a few Russians, and some are saying that I've moved from the kitchen. I did indeed move from the kitchen. Yes. Yes, we do seem to have quite a lot of Russian people in here, which is great to see. What about adding a new rarity like platinum? Huh, that's an interesting idea. I guess you could count some cars as platinum, maybe even something like Jesco Absolute or the Rimac C2. I guess it could be like super amazing, their own level of rarity, or maybe I don't know how do you even like uh, how do you do that? Which cars do you put in that rarity? Is it just like sub 2.0 seconds, 0 to 60 or something like that? I don't know. And quite a lot of people are asking about adding Russian cars to the game, but this is again, this is just a licensing issue, and I have very serious doubts that Russians actually or Russian auto manufacturers actually want their cars featured anywhere, because I don't really see them in many games at all, and I would imagine it's just difficult to work with them on its own. They're probably like I don't want to say anything about them because I have no idea how they are, but knowing Russians a little bit, being one myself, I kind of get an idea that it might not be as easy, as working with someone like Koenigsegg, who like Koenigsegg are just amazing. They want all their cars thrown into your game. Well, not that. It's not exactly that, but they are actively looking for partnerships with other games. When we had some ideas to promote the game and promote their channels, they've always been extremely receptive. And we're talking about a company that makes like multi-million dollar cars, that only makes like a couple dozen cars a year, and they are very very active with that. And there are some companies like that, but there are other companies that are a bit more difficult to work with. So, in my opinion, Russians probably are going to be as difficult as it gets in terms of getting licenses. Yeah, the one thing about the slider, I don't know. For me personally, I would have preferred if the slider was just actually scrolling through the garage as you moved around instead of fixing on a specific RQ. I guess it's useful for it to be able to stick to certain RQs and only show cars of that exact RQ. But just having the ability to like quickly scroll through your whole garage, and where you have like hundreds and hundreds of cars, with just one or two simple moves, I think that would be beneficial at all, as well. And I guess it could be maybe work on a sort of like a toggle on off toggle basis where you go to the settings and you choose whichever option you want to have, or maybe you disable the slider at all. But we're by the way, we're absolutely looking forward to having more of these quality of life improvements in the game, guys. So if you have anything on your mind, head to our Discord, go to Game Suggestions channel, and put it in there. And this sometimes it takes seconds to bring feedback that you guys post on Discord to the team, because we have a couple of team members looking at Discord regularly, and sometimes it like actually literally takes seconds for the feedback to come through to us. Nothing I've heard about the clubs, unfortunately, guys, at the moment. No, nothing on clubs. I don't think it would be a priority, at least for a few months or even more. I've not heard any developments on clubs, unfortunately, at the moment. Yeah, Zaporozhets. Yes, that's I think my grandparents had one. Yeah, I do have a Lada myself. Although it's in Russia in a garage. It's locked. It's like a 30-year-old Lada, which my grandfather owned, and he died when I was like half a year old, and I'm obviously really old, so it's an old car by itself. But the cool thing about it, it's been pretty much since then stationed in the garage for the past 30 years. It is taken out like once a year to be driven a little bit and did some maintenance done. But I want to bring it to the UK when I have a place with a proper garage. So because I would probably be the only person with a fully functional Lada in the whole of the UK. Because in my over 11 years in the UK by now, I've only seen Lada here once, and it was in Midlands in a small town called Warwick, and it was driven by some lady who seemed to be like super super like communist oriented, because she had like Lenin, Stalin vinyls and everything like that on the car, and it was a pretty beat up Lada actually. But it was the only time I saw a Lada in this country. So my Lada with like 30,000 kilometers, 30 years old, I think it could be pretty exclusive. But it's many thousand kilometers away from here, and yeah, so maybe later. What's there's a game suggestions channel. So no, yeah, there's a game suggestion channel on our Discord. Actually, let me bring up the link if I can, so you guys can join. Unfortunately, we don't really have a sort of a vanity link to our Discord yet. So I've applied to all these kinds of community. They have so many different programs on Discord. It's so confusing. Like you have like a community server. You have I don't even remember. There's so many different things, and I've applied for as many of them as I can, but I'm still waiting for them to come back to me and actually give me a proper URL for the server, because at the moment we have to work with this stupid, ugly looking non. Just ugly looking link. Let me put it in the chat, guys, for you. And I will be playing the game, don't worry, guys. And by the way, if you are in the chat, if you are watching on Facebook, don't forget to ask me questions if it's a good opportunity for you to do that. Oh, and by the way, next week is the monthly Q&A week, which means that me, John, Tim, and Will, as usual, we will come together and we will answer your questions, guys, that you have. And the way we will do it, I will post a thread on the K2Play forum, and probably on Monday. And then you will have a couple of days to submit your questions. Then, as usual, 5 winners, 5 questions that we choose will get a carbon fiber pack. So next week is the monthly Q&A week. What else from like game design? Yeah, we have a new Tri Series right now. So the name of this car is kind of ridiculous, to be honest, and I'm finding it pretty difficult to remember. So it's the Chrysler ME412 2004 concept car, and apparently it was already given out in May 2019, so about 2 years ago. By the way, let me know if you guys are excited about this car at all. I've not really looked too much, but I don't know. Rerun cars are not always so popular, but I guess after such a I don't know, violent. I want to say violent, but I will just say competitive just go absolute finals that we've had recently. I guess that maybe it's it's sometimes good to take your foot off the pedal. Okay, so for some reason my link didn't post in the chat by the looks of it, but hard to say. So let's go into the game. Yeah, and by the way, keep questions because I will be occasionally pulling up the screen, and we'll be looking at the chat and seeing what questions are you guys sending to me. So, what do we have today? So I haven't got any gold. I have got some cash saved up for these upgrades. I've not done anything on this one, unfortunately. Just not my exact type. I've tried, but I mean, I guess I could probably do something here, um, with a certain level of upgrades, but just couldn't be bored. I wanted to try the other challenge, which started just today, and it says from a fleet of choice modders. Uh, Form a fleet of choice modders, in English, to earn rewards that include dozens of lower rarity cars. Okay, so what do we have here? We have 25 rounds with the final prize being a ceramic, which is great. We can buy the driver's choice premiums, and we have these nice little boosters, which is, I don't think they're particularly new. I think they've been in the game, but we do not see them very often, do we? The 51st place. Yes, in some of these events, actually, I think I'm on this streak. I think I should be doing pretty well. I'm not going to be playing these. I might play a bit of qualifiers and the prelims, but I'm not going into the finals as usual. I never do. So I'll skip it here. I might get this car, whichever I can. But other than that, I'll be staying. What do you guys think about the flexible criteria in the events? By the way, this is something brand new. I can imagine it's probably quite difficult for new players to like understand what's going on. Um, Sorry, I had a message from someone. I had an what was I saying? Yeah, these look pretty difficult, don't they? But at the beginning, at least. But they give something that we have never seen in a game before. These sort of criteria. So it is super exciting to see. And I have a pretty good hand for this one. I think I've been pretty successful here. 6-2. I have actually this Porsche is just an absolute beast. I think I've tried it on against quite a few cars on 1 mile and drag races. It's just incredible. It beats all similar RQ and stat cars, so that's great. Uh, Maybe updating the graphics for races would be nice. Actually, this is like exactly what we are working on. So I don't know if you've been following our social channels and live streams and updates in the past weeks, but or sorry months even. But we are definitely working on the not only just the new UI. By the way, hi everyone who tried the new UI, who have seen the new UI. Disclaimer: not final, and it's something that we're working on. Yes, the 3D models, the racetracks. I've seen some screenshots and videos of what's in development. Looks looks very nice. Looks very nice. But there are so many tiny details again. I think at one point guys ended up with having the map looks very nice, but the cars ended up being too large, so they look like ridiculously large when you zoom in, and they just don't look very unrealistic. Although overall the detail and the free models looked fabulous, which just means that just a small change in perspective while you're making these changes to the graphics, and your game looks completely different. So there's again a lot of like trickery to make it look just right. So but I would be expecting something already this year, hopefully. I think that was the desire at least. Obviously, we're a bit more focused on the next update at the moment, the next car update, but UI and new 3D environments and new car models is something that is something that is on the list and is being actively worked on. It's going to be looking like the ads. Exactly, that's how the ads were made. They were made used the new environments. It's just that the one that you see most often in the ads, I can't remember, was it Twisty Circuit or was something else? It is the one that was created first, and in fact it is ads is one of the ways how we actually establish what works and what doesn't, because ads give you a clear idea of how many people are clicking your link, your ads, and whether they are attracted, but by what they are seeing. So that's one of the ways we actually test these things, by running these ads. And the fact that these ads were really popular made us, make more moves towards bringing this update into the game. So just to give you an idea of why these ads are even happening, and how are they made? Yes, they are exactly made for that purpose. Um, uh, a free roam mode, uh, but like the problem with the free roam mode, at least the way your suggestion there, David, is we don't really have that. You can't really control your cars in the game, right? So I mean, I guess maybe some kind of a lobby where you don't really do anything. I don't know, maybe, but you don't really control cars in the game, right? So it doesn't really make sense just roaming around the map. If you know what I mean. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you explain to me better what exactly your idea is. But this is how I see it at the moment, at least. Yeah. So and then I've seen the new 3D models for a few of these maps, and we have I think one more that I saw in development. Yeah, they just look stunning. I mean, don't forget, guys, this is a 2017 game. 2017 was like God knows how long ago, right? So we need to bring these updates if we want the game to exist. Anyway, too much talking. Let's play a little bit of the game. So without any doubts, really, I'm gonna be putting. Well, this is gonna lose, I think, but it might win here. Oh, city streets most we need a medium. So this is low, low, low. So we only have one medium. Okay, we have two medium cars. Okay, I'm kind of screwed, actually. Yep, I'm screwed. Well, you know, that's the game. Let's just do something. This Porsche 924 is absolutely crazy. It's like off-road tires, but its stats are insane. It's just 94 handling, and it just beats everything. It beats the little Opel uh, on the twisted tracks. It's crazy. Okay, good to see that Amura is beaten by the Carrera, which is like double its RQ. Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna lose this one. Sandbox mode. Let me pull up it above Nitro Boost because I'm not entirely sure what you mean by sandbox. Yeah, so Oscar, a legit question: is there going to be a way to sort by duplicates? I'm assuming this comes as part of improving, generally filters, and filters is not something that we are working on at the moment. I can tell you that. The focus at the moment is obviously on the next car update, and then new UI, new 3D models, car models, etc., etc. So yeah, I mean, filters are definitely like overdue an upgrade in my opinion. There's quite a few filters I would love to see in the game. For example, even by the days owned, that would be really just a nice little thing to have when you can, just know which car is the oldest in your garage. There are some things that kind of like you are actually wondering why aren't they still in the game, but sadly this is not something that I can give you any updates on right now, but I can assure you the team is aware.